If your Mandarin tongue falls apart the moment you're trying to speak a word or full sentence, you are not alone. In fact, most Mandarin beginners struggle with this exact problem. 95% of Mandarin learners never truly master tongue, not because they are bad at language, but because they are learning tongues in a completely wrong way from the start. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly why that happened and how you can fix that much faster than you probably think. Hello, my name is Jeannie. I'm a Mandarin coach, and I help Mandarin beginners who struggle with tones, pronunciation, and feeling stuck at the beginner level to finally speak their first 5-minute Mandarin conversation within 3 months. And after working many students, I noticed something very interesting. The students who eventually master tones are not using a special textbook. They simply approach tone differently. And that one difference changed everything. Today, I'll break this down to 3 parts: mindset, learning habits, and practice methods. The biggest mistake beginners make is this: they treat tones like knowledge. They think, if I understand these 4 tones, I should be able to say them correctly. But tones are not knowledge. Tones are a skill. And there's a huge difference. Knowledge is something you understand. Skills are something you can actually perform. For example, watching video about swimming, knowledge. Actually swimming without drowning is a skill. Reading about how to play guitar, it's knowledge. Actually play a song, that's a skill. Let me give you another example. Almost everyone can sing do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. But does that mean everyone can sing well? Of course not. Because singing is a skill. You need practice, feedback, and repetition. And tone are exactly the same. Knowing the tone, ma, 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 that's a knowledge. But saying them correctly in conversation, that's a skill. Now we know the mindset. The second reason most people struggle is consistency. So let me share a quick personal story. One day, I saw a colleague playing ukulele, which is an instrument, and I thought, wow, that looks fun. I want to try. So I have zero musical background, no theory, nothing. But because I was a bit obsessed, so every single day I practiced about 30 minutes. So very slowly, but very intentionally, like trying to fix my finger, repeat the same chords, kind of mix it up, and I kind of repeat again, and again. So after just 1 month, I could play and sing several songs. Not because I was talented, but because I practiced consistently in a very structured way. So Mandarin tone works exactly the same way. This is why I always tell my students, learning tones is like building muscle. You don't go to the gym once a week and expect results. But if you train a little bit every day, your progress becomes surprisingly fast. And I have seen this with my students. Some of them start hearing tones differences and pronouncing more clearly within just 2 weeks. Not because they're special, but because they train the right way. Of course, these are only some of the main reasons why beginners struggle. There are actually more underlying mistakes that most of beginners are not even aware of. So that's why I put together a short mini book called Why You Struggle with Mandarin Pronunciation and Tones. So inside, I break down the 10 most common mistakes that stop beginners from being understood. So if you like the book, you can download it for free if you want. So I have attached the link below. Now we have talked about the mindset, and we also talk about the learning habits. Now let's talk about the method. So because practice only works if you practice correctly. So thinking about building apps. So running 5 miles every day is great for fitness, but it won't necessarily build apps. Why? Because you need specific training. So Mandarin tones are the same. Most of beginners practice in a very random way. And here's a much more effective system. step 1. You need to train one tone at a time. So most of students trying to learn all phones at once. So they learn like this, or practice like this. Ma, 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 ah. But a better way is to isolate it one tone and train it across different sound or different pinyin. For example, if you're practicing the second tone, practicing like this. Say the following: 夹、茄、学、流、婆、和 and so on. So the goal is not memorization. The goal is to train your brain to feel how those tones behave in different sounds. So even 5 minutes of this daily practice is extremely powerful. Step 2. Practice tone pair in real Mandarin. So most of the words are 2 syllables. So tones rarely appear alone. So they appear in a combination. For example, first tone plus first tone plus second tone plus third tone, or fourth tone plus first tone. So there are roughly around 20 common tone patterns in Mandarin. So instead of random practice, you want to train this systematically. So the best method is by shadowing. So you listen one tone pair at a time and you repeat immediately. And then you match the rhythm and the tone. This is where tones start becoming natural speed, not just isolated sound. However, even with good methods, most beginners still struggle because first of all, they don't know what to practice, and second, they don't know if they practice correctly. And lastly, they usually lose consistency. So that's actually the real bottleneck. Not intelligence, not motivation, but lack of structure and feedback. And that's exactly why I create a 6 weeks Mandarin pronunciation challenge. So in this program, I combine pinyin and tone training together, so you don't learn them separately. You learn them as one system. Within about 45 days, most students are able to pronounce all the pinyin sound clearly, including those tricky sounds such as 滋吃丝 or 知吃诗. And also, they use 4 tones more confidently without guessing themselves. What's more, they sound more natural instead of like a robot. And lastly, they build a strong pronunciation foundation that makes everything else easier. And the daily lessons actually are really short, around 15 to 20 minutes a day. One of my students, Lisa, who went through this program after struggling for a long time with textbook, apps, and self-study. And within about 6 weeks, her pronunciation improved to the point where she could finally have real conversation with native speaker and actually to be understood. You can watch her transformation in this video here. So if you would like to try it out first, I have also included a free tone training trial below, so you can see exactly how the system works. I have attached the link below. And if it feels like a good fit for you, you can also apply for the full 6-week challenge. Also, the link is below. So either way, I hope this gives you a clearer way to think about Mandarin tones and how to actually improve them. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.